solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Hey Nebraska, registration is officially closed for the 40th annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games will feature 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. If you didn't sign up but want to follow along for results or watch the action yourself, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. Thanks to our partners, Nebraska Orthopedic Center, Pepsi Cola, Nebraska Medical Association, and Farmers Mutual of Nebraska.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies and light winds. An afternoon high around 84. Tonight, mostly clear with calm conditions and a low around 62. And tomorrow, more sunshine and calm winds with an afternoon high expected around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Click for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Play ball!
Summertime is here, and so is another action-packed baseball season with the Lincoln Salt Dogs. Bring your whole crew to Haymarket Park to experience the magic under the lights and the thrill of the game. Enjoy daily specials like Wiener Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, and Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts. Don't miss out on the excitement.
Strike three, you're out!
Visit saltdogs.com to see this week's promotions and secure your tickets to unleash the fun.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Monday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Rico with you. What's up, Enrique?
Eeler.
How was the weekend?
It was amazing.
Amazing.
It was amazing. I blew a lot of stuff up. I'm not even, it was great.
Yeah.
I love the 4th of July.
So I was actually having this conversation, and 402-464-5685, Honda Lincoln Hotline, Starter Hammond text line. Want to hear from you guys all show long. We do have a good middle segment coming up. I mean, all three segments are pretty good in our opinion. But we have a good one coming up in the middle. We're going to actually replay a conversation we had on Saturday with Ameer Abdullah. Yes. Rico and I sat down with Ameer, former Husker running back, one of the best. Frankly, it might be. I think the initial response when we say like some of these recent players are some of the best, it's no, do you remember what it was like back in the 90s? But at the end of the day, one of the best running backs to ever put on a Husker jersey.
Yes. The wins.
The wins weren't there.
Okay, so
the individual accolades.
So the individual accolades are there. The performance was there. The numbers are there. The wins are there, just not to the same level.
No,
they were winning 9 games.
We're not trying to sit here and be like,
but it's not. They weren't when he was there. They weren't running national titles.
Yeah,
but with him at running back, you could.
Yeah. So we sat down, had a really good conversation. Also, Ameer's been able to figure it out for how to make it 10 years now in the league.
Yes,
and in a league that doesn't value running backs is pretty remarkable.
Unfortunately. It does cut out, so we're gonna miss his welcome to the NFL moment.
Yeah,
but his story on that which we can either get to now or in the crossover after the interview. Fantastic.
Let's get to it in the crossover because I want you to talk about that in the crossover.
Okay.
402-464-5685 Honda Lincoln Hotline. Starter Heyman text line open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Allo Channel 961, all places for you guys to get in touch with the program. Rico, just kind of putting a bow on July 4th weekend. I had this conversation with Austin and Jake in the back that this was like the first year that I truly spent money on fireworks.
Oh, yeah? How much did you spend?
A couple hundred. I spent a couple hundred.
Okay.
I know I know that's not a lot for some people. Like I know some people sit there and they'll drop, a couple G's, couple grand.
Yeah, I can't
do on that. Fireworks. I can't do that. But also like I spent more than just my usual, like, all right, let me get a couple packs of like smoke balls and crackling balls and ground blooms. Cause like my deal is on the 4th. The best way to spend it, in my opinion, during the day is let's get everybody in a lawn chair around, like on the driveway. We got a couple coolers, and let's just light stuff every single moment of the day, and just toss it. Light it, toss. Light it, toss. Yeah, the easy stuff, right? And so, like that's I would always buy just like the big value boxes, and just sit in a lawn chair all day. So this year, though, I don't either. I think it's a great way, and you're just kind of relaxing all day long. This year it was a little different. We usually go to Seward, Nebraska, July 4th city in Nebraska.
That's a big one.
And this year we did not. So I spent time with my girlfriend and her family and her friends up in Omaha. So we didn't do that this year, but we ended up spending money on like artillery shells and all these
the big boxes.
The big boxes.
Love them.
And see, Big Bird asks, smoke balls and ground blooms, are you 6 years old, Nick? LOL. Absolutely.
Those are the things that we get. So
they provide so much. They provide so much entertainment for so little of a price. And I love it. And maybe it makes me cheap. I don't care. But like I said, I spent a couple $100 on fireworks this year. And I found myself on July 4th evening when it was dark out, lighting them off, or I had the littler kids light them off. As wild as that sounds. I didn't want to light stuff. I just wanted to sit in the lawn chair. So I was watching them light off or get lit. And I sat there at the end when it was all said and done and goes, that might've been the biggest waste.
Really?
Ever.
Oh, no.
Like for the big stuff.
Oh, no.
For the big stuff.
Love them.
I love them in the moment. But then when it's all said and done, I regretted it tremendously. Never have regretted firework purchases before when it was like 50.
Yeah.
But this year when I decided, go a little bit more, I got some of these big artillery shells. I got some of these big fountains, like the variety packs, the things that are a couple $100. I got one of those. And then we had to spend a certain amount so that we could get some stuff free. And I was just like, in the moment when I was buying, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be well worth it. These are going to be sweet.
And it is.
But then in reality, all the neighbors were lighting off their stuff. And I was like, you know what? I could have sat here, enjoyed the show from the entire neighborhood, allowed somebody else to spend the money, and gotten the same kind of feelings out of it.
So that might be the difference now. So when I was younger, obviously didn't spend all the money because I didn't have the money, right? So we'd have our little things, and we'd go across the street from my grandma's house. There's this big parking lot. We'd go across the street. We had a couple things we'd light off, but for the most part, we'd sit outside and watch everybody else's fireworks.
Yeah. Find a lake.
Now that I'm married and we go up pretty much every 4th of July, we go up north to Orchard, to the in-laws, and we're out there on the farm, and it's just us. Like you can't see anybody else's fireworks.
I've been up there on the 4th.
You can't see anybut else's fireworks from where we are, right?
Yeah.
So me, my sister-in-law Casey, my brother-in-law Cody, we're the ones that spend the money. I put a limit on myself this year, $150. And I still got a decent amount of things. I figured out I finagled some things. My sister-in-law spent about one something also. And then my brother-in-law, I don't know how much he spent, but he got a good deal because he went when they were closing the stands down. So they were like 25% off or whatever. So he went, he got a whole bunch of things, right? And us three, we put on the show for the family. So we take the cars, we put all the stuff in them, we back them up on the horseshoe, and we have it all right there. And we have the gravel road right in front of the house. Everybody sits in front on lawn chairs, blankets, and us three are the ones that put on the show.
Yes.
So we're sitting there, we're lighting off the boxes and everything, and we're like, okay, we don't have like a plan for any of it. We have all the boxes in the car, and we're like, yeah, this one looks like it'll be good, and we'll light 3 at a time, 4 at a time. We'll just go through and do all that, and it's fantastic. It's we have so much fun doing it. It's look forward to it every year, and then this year we went down.
So you still do that? You still put on the show?
We've done that for the past 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Us three put on the show, and this year was my first time. We went to uncle-in-law, I guess.
Your wife's uncle.
My wife's uncle's
there we go.
house, which is down the road. And they put on their show. So we had 2 shows in 2 days. So we had our show that we put on and then their show that they put on. And it's fun. We get like the ground blooms and the stuff for the kids to light off during the day. And then as it's getting darker, but we wait till it's real dark before we light ours off. And it's fun. I had to put a cap on myself this year because last year I spent way too much.
Do we want to let the folks know? Are you willing to share?
It was like $150.
Rico,
what? That's cheap. That's the cheapest I've gone. But I had 2 500 milligram boxes. One of them was 33 shots. One of them was 33 shots. The other one was, I think, 10 or 12 shots. Got one of the 210 shot Roman candles, one of the big boys.
Yeah.
And then a whole bunch of little stuff, some sparklers and stuff like that. You
put down.
Sparklers
are dangerous.
Not
let me tell you.
Sparklers. It's the one that you put down and they like shoot up sparks. And like there's a couple like some like those. No Saturn missiles, though. I hate that sound. They're very annoying. I hate them. I hate Saturn missiles. They're dumb.
So I found out that this 4th of July, I'm starting to really enjoy the loud boom and like the crackle.
Yes, the boom and
love
the
the crackle.
The Saturn missiles are dumb and they're annoying, and I hate them.
Anyway, so Zach on the text line 402-464-5685 got some response here. Fireworks are literally lighting your money on fire with the possibility of permanently hurting yourself. No, thank you.
Not if you're smart.
Let's see. Let's see. Earthquake glue. I was a pyro like any other kid, but the 4th of July is the biggest waste of money for our entire country. Earthquake glue.
I mean, if you want to look at it as a waste of money, you go ahead. I think it's fun. It's entertainment.
Yeah, I don't know, like, I don't enjoy going to all the shows because there's so many people.
Mm-hmm.
I think honestly, the thing for me is I like being able to sit with a group of people that I like, family/friends, and watching from afar. You don't have to deal with traffic. You don't have to deal with people. You don't have to deal with like the debris from it. Here's the thing. We had an artillery shell this weekend not this weekend, on Thursday, legally, where it fired up out of the canister and it blew up.
Didn't go high enough?
It didn't go high enough.
That happens sometimes.
And so, like, I don't want to have to deal with that.
That's why you light it and you walk away. You don't stand too close.
Well, I didn't stand close. We were sitting on the driveway.
Well, see, you're fine.
Did anybody
get hit?
No, not this time.
You're fine.
But
I did that once growing up where it was one of the ones that you like, so you stick in the ground, but you're not supposed to stick it in the ground. It was one of the ones that fires up, but we thought that it would come off the stick. It did not come off the stick. Okay. And it blew up and we like had to hit the deck because there's flaming balls of fire flying everywhere, but everything was fine. We were fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I
like putting on the show. It's to me, that's fun. And I like getting the satisfaction of people saying like, that was really good. Like that was fun. That was entertaining. Like I like that for me. That's a part. I
think to be able to light the fireworks, you need to be in that age of like 14 to 18.
I'm 30 and I still think it's fun
to light them.
Yeah.
I'm much more of the like, because when I was like 15, I was like, I want to light everything. Let me light everything.
Exactly. And it's still fun.
But now it's like, okay, let me just kind of just hang back.
You light it and you walk away or you run away, whichever one, depending on.
I don't know.
I found a thing where the more dangerous the box is, the longer the fuse is. At least that's my thought process.
Yeah.
If it's a shorter fuse, you're pretty good. If it's a long fuse, you gotta move.
Okay.
That's my thought process.
That's your thought. Here we go. We got some more reaction here. Drone shows are way cooler when you're talking about city shows. That's what a named texter says.
They're also a lot more expensive.
It doesn't go high enough when the tube is too hot from previous shells. That's noted. That's good to know.
It's true.
That's good to know. Somebody says, I think gambling is probably the biggest waste of money in the country because people will lose way more money doing that than they spend on lighting it on fire for the 4th of July. So a little bit of a text fight going on here. Earthquake Glue says, I'm not hating on spending a little like you guys, but the folks that spend thousands, my goodness. I don't know. I think I spent, like I said, a couple hundred, and it lasted for like 15 minutes. And I was like, it was cool in the moment.
Yep.
But I could do so much more with a couple hundred.
But then I think about it the rest of the year. I'm just like, all right, what
a few hundred.
I could do something different. And then there's a couple there. There was one that I
have
really
to interrupt
wanted.
you.
Oh, okay.
Downtown Scott, tell the idiot that drone shows suck. Very blah when compared to explosions. Whoa.
Idiot.
That's rude, Downtown Scott.
Hold on, let's see if I can find it.
We gotta anyway, but I don't know. I'm a fan of like ballpark fireworks shows.
Yeah.
I worked one on Wednesday. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool. 16 minutes long at a baseball game. And everybody was able to go on the outfield per minor league baseball rules.
Per minor league baseball rules.
But anyway, that's kind of our 4th of July segment. We weren't planning to talk about this for 15 minutes, but
we did.
What was it? I think actually I know this for a fact. Last year, Americans spent $2.3 billion on fireworks. Billion with a B. That was one of our trivia questions at that said baseball game.
I regret nothing. I am proud to be a small part of that money.
I don't know if you're comfortable sharing. We can keep this anonymous. If you're comfortable sharing, 402-464-5685.
What's the most you've spent?
Ever.
What's the most that you know somebody personally
that's
spent?
Yeah, let us know. 402-464-5685. If it doesn't, you don't even have to clarify if you've spent that, if somebody you know spent it. You don't have to tell us the year. Most that you've spent on fireworks ever, or somebody close to you.
I don't think I could ever go over. I think I spent 300 once.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever go over 5. I could do 3 again.
You could do 3 again?
That was a good show.
So I also found myself like conflicted. I found myself conflicted at the fireworks stand because they have those things now where you can watch it.
Oh, yeah.
And Kyla, my girlfriend, we were sitting there and she was like, she wanted to watch every single one before we bought it. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, I'm okay with that. But there was also a piece of me like, I want to be surprised of what this one looks like. I want to be surprised of what this does. I don't know. Brad from Baldwin says, I spent more on alcohol this year than I did on fireworks. Bach's neighbor said, my buddy, hopefully not Bach, just spent $900 this year. Big Bird says it's not 4th of July related, but a friend's dad spent $10,000 for his high school grad party.
That's throwing money away. That's too much.
Wow.
That's too much.
Okay, Bones, how about this? Bones, you can spend whatever you have on fireworks. If you have $2,000 to throw down on some fireworks, then by all means do it. You worked your tail off to earn your money. Spend it how you want. Quit being a bunch of Karens.
Yeah, Bones. Spend your money the way that you want.
That reminds me of the J.G. Wentworth commercial. It's your
my
money
and I want it now.
No, well, it's that, but it's your money. Use it when you need it. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. Riley says, I spent $700 in 2015. Never again. Probably spent that collectively over the last 9 years. That's good. Downtown Scott, my father-in-law used to spend $5,000 to $7,000 every year.
Ooh.
Now their dogs are too bothered by it, so we just get a little bit for the little kids.
I do feel bad for the dogs and for anybody that, like veterans or anybody that does have PTSD on the 4th, because that has to suck.
Okay, Phil the Burn. Huge difference between $1,000 retail versus $1,000 wholesale. How do you get wholesale?
I want to get wholesale prices.
I don't know. Jordan, last one before we get to break. Most I've spent is $1,500, but that's for 2 parties, one on the 3rd and one on the 4th. Okay, so $750. Okay.
That's not bad.
750%. I don't know about that one. It's not bad when you break it up.
But he's the one that puts on Jordan's the one that puts on the show, so they enjoy it.
Yeah. All right, Jordan. We'll let that one go. Anyway, there you go. Appreciate you guys as always. Good to get back with you as we weren't here on Friday. Good to be back with you on a normal weekday. It is Monday. We are a week away from college football, the video game coming out. People might not realize this. One quick story from the weekend actually about this.
What?
just as we continue to put a bow on the holiday weekend. One quick story is my girlfriend's grandma was like, hey, we're having a fried chicken dinner on July 15th. On Monday, July 15th.
Sorry, can't
because
go.
it's like National Fried Chicken Day.
Yeah.
And so my girlfriend and I have been dating for a couple of years. And so I know their family like really well.
I would hope so.
At this point. And everything's good. Well, they made the sarcastic comment of Kyle. My girlfriend was like, Grandma, Nick's not going to be there because he's been waiting for this game for about 10 years. And she made the comment. And now that we do know after follow-up conversations was sarcastic. She made the comment of, well, we will find out where his priorities are. And she told me that on Friday night. And I go, Kyla, there's no way she actually meant that. There's zero way. There's not a chance. But then I looked at her and I go, Kyla, I've been waiting for this for 10 years, man. I was like, they haven't made this one since 2014.
See, could be sarcastic, but there could be a hint of, honestly, Nick.
The follow-up conversation, it was sarcastic.
Did you talk to Grandma?
I did. Follow-up decision. I'm still going to fried chicken dinner.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did you say
I'm still going to fried chicken dinner. I know where my priorities are, so there we go.
You've been waiting 10 years for this game, but the game's going to be there after the fried chicken dinner. I'm just saying.
I did tell her, I was like, I'm bringing my PlayStation, and I'm going to get that baby starting to download, so that way it's ready to go.
That's a dangerous road you're going down.
I'll be fine. All right, let's get to break. When we come back, we'll have a sit-down conversation with Ameer Abdullah, former Husker running back. We talked to him on Saturday, actually. So technically a little pre-recorded. You'll hear us talk a little bit about the camp, but then we really get into Ameer and talk about his journey from Nebraska in the NFL, entering his 10th year. It's a really, really good conversation. So stick around for that. You can send in thoughts and we'll get to them in the final segment as well, right here on the Happy Hour. Huge thanks to our friends at Empire Fence and Netting. If your fence got blown up because of a firework, call our guys out at Empire Fence and Netting. We'll step aside, come right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. Is a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Ironhide Construction is a Nebraska-based general contracting and steel construction firm. Their expert team is experienced in building innovative construction solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Koppel. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Tito's on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
What's the radon level at your home? Don't know? Find out with a call to Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Make sure your home is safe with a radon check from Bryant. If you've already tested, ask Bryant for a free estimate for mitigation. Once completed, you'll get a report showing how much safer your home is. When it comes to radon, call Bryant 467-1111 for testing and mitigation. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
You're listening to the Happy Hour.
Hola.
With Nick Sainert.
¿Tú eres un bueno worker?
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
Sí, yo muy bueno worker.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You speak English? Yes, I'm really good at English. Okay, good. Me too. Get in the car.
Let's ask this gentleman right here.
Ask this guy. Yeah,
we got a
at the very least,
Go,
I got
go
5
ahead
flat.
and pop on a headset real quick because Rico is
spewing nonsense apparently.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not delusional. I know my weaknesses.
All right, so
delusion is pretty popular.
Speed is not one of my weaknesses. I tell you that much.
We got Ameer here.
Look at those calves.
Still a little bit.
Interesting.
A little bit there.
A little bit of definition.
Was a hurdler back in the day.
How about that? All right.
What's
so,
up, guys?
How you doing?
First of all, let's talk about this, man, because this is pretty awesome. Cool facility, cool camp. Had a good showing on that first round. Talk about just from your perspective as somebody that obviously went through youth football.
Yep.
What's it like now for you to be able to give back now?
Man, well, first and foremost, it isn't just giving back, but specifically being able to come back to Nebraska and do that. You know, Nebraska was such a big pillar in my life that for so much of my story, when I go other places and people ask me like, who are you? What are you about? Nebraska always comes up because they play such a big role in not only me prolonging my football career, but growing as a young man. And actually, my route to the University of Nebraska started through youth camps. I was not a high recruit, my high school was decent. We didn't do a good job of sending film out and things like that. I didn't even understand how to get recruited.
Yeah.
How Coach Tim Beck and Bo Pelini found out about me was these Nike Spark, training camps that, allow you to get yourself on Rivals or Scout.com. I think I was like a 2-star athlete at the time, before I got to these camps. And my idea with this camp is to hone up the skills from a foundational level. So when you do go to those satellite camps, when you do rise up from middle school to high school, you have a good base and good intangibles that you can take with you to stand out. Because for me, one second, just for me, I was never going to stand out by just walking through the door.
Yeah.
Everyone still today, people are like, man, you play in NFL? It's like, yeah, man, I do. And, of course, I've worked myself into incredible shape, and I'm gifted. I am gifted. But at the same time, the things that made me who I am today started in a lot of these youth camps, and how I stood out was my attitude, my self-belief, and my commitment to that. So those are a lot of principles that we're taking out today.
All right, so I don't want to date you here, my man, but I was like 13 when you were a senior at Nebraska. Because that was 2014.
That's crazy.
2014, right?
Whew.
Was that your senior year? 2014
is my senior year.
2014.
Yep.
I remember watching. I think it was like College Game Day or something, and there was a story on you about your recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the listeners, just walk us through your recruitment story.
Yeah, man. So for the majority of my high school career, I played corner. I was a cornerback, man. My older brother, Muhammad, was my biggest influence. He played cornerback at Alabama State, and he would always have me watching Champ Bailey, have me watching Ty Law, all these cornerbacks back in my day.
Those are some names.
That were really, lockdown guys. Yeah. So I was a corner until going into my senior year, my junior year. Our running back had graduated, and we just had a revolving door in that room where no one really stood out. And I was always a really good athlete. So my coach was like, Ameer, man, we want to try you at running back. So going into that senior year, I ended up putting up the most yards in the state rushing. And we're talking the state of Alabama here, where football is life.
Oh, yeah.
But for me, I never really understood the recruiting process. So my junior year, I didn't really send out my film. Senior year, I put up all these big numbers, but I wasn't getting any calls, right? And luckily that summer, my trainer had taken me to a few camps that I got MVP at, University of Alabama, University of LSU. Got MVP at both of those camps, where you got 5 stars like Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry. They were at those camps, and I got MVP at those camps. And for me, it was an uphill battle to get an offer at running back, because for one, I started late, and then I didn't have a lot of film, and then also I was undersized. I was an undersized guy, so a lot of people saw me at corner. Nebraska is actually the only school that actually offered me at running back. I had offers from Texas A&M, Tennessee, all at cornerback. But Nebraska offered me at running back, and at that time, I had finally fallen in love with the position fully, that I was like, I'm going to bet on myself. This is a situation that was a little foggy for me, too, because they had Aaron Green, who was a 5-star running back out of Texas.
That's right.
Number 2 running back in the country. Rex Burkhead was only a sophomore. They had a late enrollee from the year before, someone who he didn't qualify academically the year before, Braylon Hurd, who actually ended up qualifying. And in his class, I was class 2011, he was 2010. He was the number 5 running back in the country.
That was a loaded class.
It was loaded.
Man, Braylon then went to Kentucky, right? I believe.
And had a great career at Kentucky. Aaron Green, TCU, and balled out and played in the league for a little bit. So it's like, these are guys who are still some of my best friends today.
Yeah.
Where I come in, dude, I was an afterthought. I remember when I get to training camp, actually not even training camp. We're like July getting ready for training camp, and I'm talking to James Dobson, our strength coach at the time, and he was like talking to me, and he let it slip. He was like, you know what, Ameer, I love your work ethic. We get in the season, for my red shirt guys, we got a whole program. And man, that cut me deep, because I'm like, what you mean red shirt? Like, I see myself
back then. They didn't have the 4.
No. You played, your red shirt is burned. It was different. So he let it slip, and I was sitting there just like bulletin board material.
Yeah.
From that point on, I started putting in so much more extra work. We get into that first training camp, my freshman year. And I'm competing with Rex Burkhead, and I pretty much followed him everywhere. Rex was pretty much my North Star.
Yeah.
I followed that dude everywhere, and things folded out to be where they are.
What was the highlight of your Nebraska career? Because you mentioned that story, and it makes because in the first game of the year, you had that kick return
I think it was second game.
Second game.
First game of the year, I had a punt return that almost went to the crib.
Okay.
That was like kind of like, okay, like I can do this, you know, like
I could be out here with
So
them.
when you amass and look at your entire career, now that you're a couple of years out, what?
10.
Hey, I didn't
10,
want to do it again.
10.
I didn't want to do it again.
Just a few.
I take pride in it, man. I take pride in it.
Which we're gonna get to that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I didn't want to do it again. But what was the highlight? Like when you look back and go, dang, you know, look at the journey.
Yeah.
At Nebraska specifically.
Man, I think every year has a timestamp.
Okay, go through
Every year
every
has a
year.
timestamp.
Go
Yeah.
through each
So
year.
freshman year, that time step was definitely the kick return versus Fresno State. Because a lot of people don't remember, but that Fresno State team was stacked.
Yeah, that was with
Devontae
Derek Carr, I
Adams,
think. Yep.
Derek Carr.
Yeah.
They had a lot of guys in that defense that are playing in the NFL,
Yeah.
and they came into Lincoln ready, and they were about to beat us. And my kickoff ended up being the walk-off winning kickoff, where at the time, I want to say Rex was having a slow game rushing. Taylor wasn't necessarily doing, his typical things, his T-Magic things, and we needed a spark. And I just remember lining up for that kickoff return, and I told myself, I'm about to score. I remember that. And I remember telling my dad that after the game. He was like, you know what, the power of the tongue is really important. That belief, it sets it in motion. But I remember being back there and taking a deep breath, and it kind of got quiet. I was just like, I'm about to score. I caught it, and I scored, and that's when I felt the respect of the team, really like he's one of us. Because, as a freshman, I don't know how it is now because things have gotten a little bit different.
Yeah.
You got to really earn your keeps. So it was hard to do that when you got a running back like Rex Burkhead, who's one of the greatest running backs in the Huskers history. He's getting all the carries. So I can't affect the team in the backfield. So my opportunity was at kickoff return. And I ended up being a freshman All-American as a kickoff returner that year. And that was the time step of that first year. Second year, sophomore year, was Rex Burkhead goes down against Southern Miss, and we're headed to UCLA the next week. And I remember Coach Ron Brown was nervous because we had leaned on Rex so much, man. Rex was Mr. Reliable. It was his senior year. We knew he was NFL bound. We knew he was, what type of player Rex was. But at the time, the guys behind him, myself, Aaron Green, Braylon Hurd, still in that backfield, we weren't proven enough for the total load, And we go out to UCLA, my very first start ever. I think I rushed for like 2 touchdowns and 140. And that was on the roll in the Rose Bowl. We ended up losing that game to a really talented UCLA team. But I think that's when Coach Brown really saw, this dude can be the guy. He could be the guy. And then I ended up going that sophomore year with only starting, I think, 8 games that year. I went for 1,200 yards in 8 games that year. And that's when the real trust of, we're going to give Ameer the same respect that we gave Rex.
Yeah.
Now, junior year, which statistically actually was my best year. A lot of guys look at that senior year because I had a lot of highlight plays, but that junior year, I rushed for like 1,800 yards or something like that. Junior year was really consistent because I think I had 100 yards in every single game, and I think that's when Coach Bo Pelini really saw me as a leader because he, in any crunch moment, they can give me the ball and they can get a positive play. So I wouldn't say it was any one specific play or game that junior year, but it was just a consistency of being reliable, didn't miss a single game, was healthy, all that stuff. Now, senior year is 2 moments for me that really stood out, that really made me say, wow, I'm leaving a legacy here in Nebraska. Was the first Miami game. Miami game my senior year. Just to talk around that game was like no other game I've ever played, even playing in the NFL, it's no game that compares to that I've ever played in, just because we knew the long-standing history between those 2 clubs. Nebraska, Miami, all those championship days, great ball clubs versus great ball clubs. Haven't played in so long, 2 teams that were at the top, then struggling, and then now trying to get back. Just the storylines were endless. And they had a premier NFL defense that year. Yeah. They had Denzel Perriman, Artie Burns. They had a Brent Kaya, Duke Johnson, Philip Dorsett. Bro, Eric Flowers at tackle. They had a lot of NFL talent, and we saw ourselves the same way. We had just signed a Randy Gregory, who I still think is one of the best players I've ever played with. Kenny was on that team. Quincy Annum was no, Quincy was gone. I think Quincy might have been. Quincy was gone. Was Quincy gone?
2014, Quincy would have been gone, I believe.
Was Quincy gone?
Because I think he was a 2013 guy.
Okay, yeah.
I
Quincy
believe,
might have been gone. We had guys to stack up as well. We had guys to stack up as well. And I just remember going in that game And the big talk was Ameer Abdullah versus Duke Johnson.
Yeah.
Very similar backs. Both wore number 8.
Yeah.
Everything was very similar.
Oh, yeah.
Very same stature, speed, elusiveness, toughness. And that game was ABC Game of the Week. And that stadium was electric. And I think I ended up going for like 230 and 3 or 4 touchdowns. And I overshadowed Duke in that game. And I just remember feeling like the world is going to know now that, I'm should be respected and that I'm one of the best backs in the country. Because, there was a lot of good backs that year. Melvin, Todd Gurley, a lot of good backs. But the next moment was actually homecoming against Illinois, a team we knew we were going to beat. But we go into halftime and we're doing our adjustments. We're winning. I think I had like 189 and a half, something ridiculous. Like it was crazy, something ridiculous. I finished the game with like 211 or something. We're going to halftime.
Second half, not that great.
Yeah, I barely played.
Sat down.
I actually barely played.
It was like, you got
which
this.
I'm kicking Ron Brown on because I end up finishing like 110 yards behind Amon for most. And it's like 4 games my senior year that I sat. That like I would have cleared it easy. Would have cleared it. But I still think, for the record, for people watching, Amon Green is the greatest back in Nebraska history, and I'll explain why. But we're in the locker room getting our adjustments, and I just hear Fear Ameer, Fear Ameer, Fear, and it's getting loud. I'm like, man, that's dope. They're chanting Fear Ameer. I come out the next Monday in my communications class, and I go to class, and the teacher pulls up this big halftime demonstration that they spelled out Fear Ameer on the field for me. And that's when I was like, man, this is my home. This is a campus that I love and I will forever feel like I'm a part of, which is why I come back now.
All right, a couple more before we get you out of here because didn't mean to catch you off. You mentioned early in your career trying to get that respect. Didn't have a lot of reps, right? Because of Rex was in front of you. How do you not, and I think this is good advice for maybe some of the younger athletes, whether it's at the high school or college level, of like not pressuring yourself on that one rep, but trusting the process of it. Because I think we can get so worked up about this is my one opportunity and I got to do the best thing possible on this one rep or else I lose all opportunities after that. Talk about that for you on how you balanced the pressures of I need to go out and perform, but also understanding your role.
That's a great question because I think a lot of guys, like even throughout my NFL career, which has been like up and down, I would say my career is finally back up to a point that was up, but in the middle it was down because I was in a backfield where it was crowded with Dalvin Cook, Latavius Murray, where I was a third down back. So I would come in and I was like, I got to make a play. And so that's something that even I dealt with. And I'm glad you asked that question because it wasn't until I kind of settled into the process, as you put it, that I started to gain a good grasp of what you should do or how you should feel about that. And my biggest advice for that is to understand that first and foremost, you've done whatever you're being asked to do thousands of times before. I've always felt like practice was a lot harder than the game. So when you're in those moments, take that deep breath and realize, like, I've been here before. I've done this before, which then trickles to the next point of this is fun. This is what I enjoy to do. Because a lot of times when you make it like the aliens have the lasers pointed to the earth, and if I don't get this right, the earth is going to get blown to smithereens, then it becomes a job. Yeah. Then it becomes work. And then you become anxious. You get anxiety in those moments, right? And then at that point, you try to rise to the occasion as opposed to falling back on your training, which is something that I feel a lot of young players feel pressured to do just because everything is on the internet now. So if you make a mistake or if you become on someone's highlight, then they feel like the world is ending, But a lot of those anxious nerves can be drowned out by first settling your mind and reminding yourself that, I've been here before, and this one play won't make or break your career. Like think about it. We all thought, the catch from Odell Beckham was going to make or break his career. Yeah. But now people bash him. They bash him because of things that aren't fully in his control, injuries, things like that. So to think one player is going to carry you forever is ignorant to actually believe. So it isn't one player that's going to make your career. It isn't another player that's going to break your career. So reminding yourself it's just one play that I've done thousands of times in practice is a good place to start to allowing yourself to go out there and execute to the best of your ability.
So kind of building on that, what would you say, especially with your freshman year, you were talking about that stacked running back room. what is some advice you'd give to, the players nowadays with the transfer portal and they get into situations like that where they think, okay, I have all of these talented guys in front of me. Coach is talking about redshirting. I think I might just go somewhere else for a better opportunity. You didn't do that. You stuck around, you got your chance, and you made the most of it. What would you give as advice to some kids nowadays in possibly those similar situations?
Yeah, first and foremost, it's easier said than done, but there needs to be some type of filtering of like self-awareness. You need to be self-aware of your situation. Now, I'm not going to say every situation you should just stick out. There are some situations where you're like, all right, it is a loaded backfield, and I think I can contribute elsewhere, and that may help you. But excuse me, if you're not necessarily doing the little things every single day, you're not showing up and giving your best. If you're pouting, you're not listening to the coaches, you're making the same mental mistakes every day, yet you feel like you're getting a raw end of the, of the deal. It's like, I think you lack a little bit of self-awareness. And I think what's missing right now in college football, and I could be wrong, this could just be the old head of me speaking, is the older guys taking guys under their wing and allowing that maturation process to be a lot more gentle. Because I had a Rex Burkhead, I had a Karinsky Gillian, I had a Collins Okafor. A lot of guys, when I got there, they understood that I was hungry and I wanted my opportunity. And I would get down and be up and down so much emotionally that they could talk to me and tell me like, hey, man, don't worry about it. Your work is being seen. Sure enough, you're going to have your time. Don't lose sight of the goal just because right now you feel like it isn't happening for you. I think a lot of kids are, it's kind of like, let me get mine while I get it, then the first time where I can go to the league, I'm going to try to do that, which is like, to each his own. And it strips tradition. I think with the transfer portal, tradition in a lot of schools has kind of been stripped because you don't have people really like there for the program as much anymore. Now we know like the programs make millions of dollars off these kids, and I'm so glad NIL exists now, and I'm so glad that these kids are getting an opportunity to actually make the most of their times in college. Those are some of the roads I paved to do that. But at the same time, I think there is a respect a little bit that it has to be paid for, the university allowing you to go out there and, wear their jerseys, to go out there and represent their name. And I think it's fun. It's fun because you get to tell the story. You get to tell the story of that tradition. It is your tradition. It isn't the schools. Let me correct myself. It isn't the schools. It's the story of the players that are passing down that legacy. So I think the respect in restoring that understanding that this is my legacy because it was the players before me legacy. It wasn't the student body or the chancellor or the athletic director. It was Amon Greens. It was the Johnny Rogers. It was the Rex Burkheads who they passed that story down. So I would say,
We're here with Ameer Abdullah. Last one before we let you go. You talked about earning the respect in the college locker room. Talk about the dynamic now of an NFL locker room because it's we know the percentages of guys that make it to college, and then this percentage gets even smaller. The ones that make it to the NFL, and the ones that make a career out of it, like yourself, even smaller percentage. Talk about the dynamic of a locker room in the NFL from when you get in there to now in your shoes as a veteran.
Yeah. It's funny, they call me OG now. They actually call me OG in the locker room, which is crazy. I actually got a couple grays in this beard, man. I got a little salt and pepper. It allows me to,
wisdom.
It allows me to speak in some rooms that I couldn't before. But I would say that the main difference in the dynamic of an NFL locker room is this sense of urgency. Because it's such a competitive pool, like you just alluded to, the percentage to the percentage to the percentage, where now we got international programs. They literally have programs where they're training guys in Germany right now, training guys in Australia, Africa, who are also outstanding athletes that are coming in every single day. You got the draft, you got the international pool now, that the sense of urgency and the competition amongst one another is that much more tight, which no matter how you cut it, an NFL locker room will never be as close as a college locker room. It just I'm not gonna say it can't be, but it's very hard to establish that type of relationship because I'm competing against this man to put food on my family's table, and he's doing the exact same. It is no love lost, but that is how you cut it. It's only 53 guys on the team, 48 or 46 to actually dress out on game day, And to be part of that small percentage, there's a certain level of like personal compartmentalization that you got to kind of have to keep a competitive edge. You don't want to show all your cards. You don't. And I think in college, when you kind of have more of a team that you know is going to be together every single year for 4 years straight. NFL, I've never played on the same team. Even when I was on the same team, the roster changes every single year drastically. It's not just, 1-2 guys. It's like a whole overhaul, you know, and I've been on teams that are fire coach. I'm on a new coaching staff this year, you know, where it's such a change that there's a certain level of personal self-accountability that the team and the coaches don't have the time to hold you to the standard of.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by that sense of urgency of like, if you're not getting it done, they're just gonna get you out. It's no, you know, it's no, you know, it's no way to cut it, you know, and there's no love lost. It's like you're not getting it done here. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, brother, and you know that's just what it is.
That's our money. We
That's
need
it.
somebody to
Exactly.
get in here that can get us our
Where
money.
in college, you know, it's more so about leaving a kid better than he came in. You know, personally.
So I lied. I need to ask
No,
two
you good.
questions. All right. One is a little more serious than the second one's going to be. The first one, we'll go with a serious one first. Let's say you're the head coach of Nebraska. You're Matt Rule right now. How are you building in year one? How do you construct a roster? How does Ameer Abdullah want to go around it? Because we see all these different approaches, right?
Yeah.
We see an approach at one university. And I mean, we know what Deion's doing at Colorado. We know what.
Do we?
Well,
I have no clue what he's
So
doing.
that's why I wanted to ask.
I have no clue.
I wanted to
I
ask.
mean, it looks
how do
fun.
you?
I think.
Let's say you inherit.
Would
let's
you
say
want to be in that locker room?
Let's say you inherit a roster. How are you constructing that roster for year one of Ameer Abdullah?
Man, year one, I think everything starts up front, man. I think everything starts up front. So I will put a lot of emphasis on, you know, and this is just constructing not on what we have already.
Yeah.
But
This is
just you know, blank
you.
team.
Just you. And are you going to high school? Are you going portal? Where are you going?
Shoot, man.
And you can do different ones.
Yeah.
For my pipeline interior guys, I'm going to high school.
Okay.
Because I want my groups to be together. One thing I've learned about the NFL, when you can keep a D-line together, man, you can have a dangerous team because they start understanding the timing when they're running their games and stunts, and it's great. Like our D-line now, those are going to be good, I'm telling you. And then same thing with offensive line, man. If you can keep O-linemen who know a guy sees the front the same way the center sees the front, and it's just like, hey, fan that, you know, like they see a 3-4 the same way that's different than the jam front, and they know sometimes you don't even have to communicate verbally that guy's going to do what you think he's going to do. That helps, because if you get portal guys in that sense, then they're one and done. Now, with the new rules, of course, you want to recruit players that are going to be there for a while, but I would definitely go portal skill positions for sure.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Koppel. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados, plus Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville, $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
Hey, Nebraska! Registration is officially closed for the 40th Annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games will feature 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. If you didn't sign up but want to follow along for results or watch the action yourself, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. Thanks to our partners, Nebraska Orthopedic Center, Pepsi Cola, Nebraska Medical Association, and Farmers Mutual of Nebraska.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Play ball! Summertime is here, and so is another action-packed baseball season with the Lincoln Salt Dogs. Bring your whole crew to Haymarket Park to experience the magic under the lights and the thrill of the game. Enjoy daily specials like Wiener Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, and Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts. Don't miss out on the excitement.
Strike three, you're out.
Visit saltdogs.com to see this week's promotions and secure your tickets to unleash the fun.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies and light winds. An afternoon high around 84. Tonight, mostly clear with calm conditions and a low around 62. And tomorrow, more sunshine and calm winds with an afternoon high expected around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fleck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today. For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you are passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
When I gave you the cookie, I heard very clearly, I don't think about you, Schmidt.
Why would I think about you?
Because we're friends. We're not animals.
We're men. The only time a man is allowed to think about another man is when that man is Jay Cutler.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Appreciate you guys hanging on for the conversation with former Husker running back Ameer Abdullah. Earthquake Glue points out on the text line, just want to say Ameer is the real deal. Such a good dude. He is. I mean, and it was awesome. He's a really, really good guy to not only just talk to, but also have on the show. And so we appreciate Ameer sitting down with us earlier, or over the weekend, I should say. Some of that interview got cut off because our equipment overheated, unfortunately.
It was pretty toasty on Saturday.
It was warm out, but but still Ameer was great, and there was some really, really good questions, answers, just good conversation between us and the former Husker running back, now current Las Vegas Raider.
Yes. Unfortunately, we missed the his welcome to the NFL moment that he shared with us. And he told us that it was partway through towards the end of his rookie year. He was running the ball, and Navarro Bowman, he goes, "Do you guys know who Navarro Bowman is?" I'm like, yes, we know who Navarro Bowman is. He's like, "Well, I was running the ball. It was on the Niners sideline. He went to stiff arm Navarro, and his hand slipped off his helmet. So it goes straight up. Bowman gets him right in the ribs, kind of lifts him up. He said, what did he say? He baptized him. Yeah, and it was going in slow motion. So he looked him in the eyes, and he said, "You're really about to do this? You're really just going to kill me now?" And he slams him on the ground, and they slide off the field onto the sideline, onto the Niners sideline. He says that everybody's like standing over him going, yeah. He's getting like water kicked in his face. And he goes, on that hit, he tore his labrum.
Yeah.
That was his welcome to the NFL moment, was a hit from Navarro Bowman, which, that's a pretty welcome to the NFL moment. That's a dude right there.
It is.
He's been around a long time too.
Well, Navarro Bowman is the coach, or is the linebackers coach for the Chargers nowadays. So Navarro Bowman.
It was a combination too, because it was him and what was the oh gosh,
was it Patrick Willis?
Patrick Willis.
Yeah,
they both retired early.
Man,
yeah, because Bowman only played 8 years.
Yeah, they both retired early.
Yeah,
kind of like Luke Kuechly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a stud too.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, his
Didn't
neck fusion,
neck stuff, though?
Neck fusion or something like that.
Yeah. So anyway, we're here with Stricky and Austin. What's up, gents?
What up, my guy?
Happy
weekend and
4th of July. Happy weekend.
Happy weekend.
Well, 4th of July was last week, so
it was.
but we weren't here. So
we were not here.
Yes.
Yeah, happy 4th.
Yeah. Anyway, what'd you do, Stricky?
Stricky laid low, played a little golf with Class and WTF crew.
So you did play golf.
Yeah,
I told you.
I got out and got out.
How did we play?
On 4th of July, shot like an 88.
Cool. Where did we play?
Tregaron.
Okay.
This is in Bellevue.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Cool.
Tregaron.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Played Iron
I
Horse.
almost drove the hole on one of them.
Oh, yeah?
I can't remember which. I might have been like 16, maybe 15. I was like right in front, chipped up.
Nice.
Beautiful.
I played.
Missed the birdie putt.
I played Iron Horse over the weekend.
Okay.
Over Iron Horse over the weekend. That was good. Sunday morning, a little 7:40 a.m. tee time.
That's the time I like.
It was incredible.
Austin, where'd you golf this weekend?
I did not.
Same.
Austin plays free frisbee golf.
Do you really? Do you play disc golf?
Stricky's capping.
Okay.
I mean, I have a couple times with my buddies who are really into it, but I'm no better at frisbee golf than I am regular golf.
Frisbee golf is pretty fun though. I used to play it all the time when we were in Kearney.
What if you don't score? What is the rules?
It's like golf rules.
So you got to throw. So you 2 over if you don't get there.
Yeah, golf rules, but with a frisbee.
Dang.
You can miss the putt
and
be
no
like,
clubs
there's
either.
The thing is, and I never got this serious into it. There are different discs for different. Like there's a driver, There's a putter.
No way.
There's a mid-range,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
No way. This is unbelievable that I'm now finding this out.
And people have like big bags, and they'll carry them with them, and they have like all their discs in there. They're like, oh, I think I'll go with my mid-range one and this one. I'm like, that's crazy. I just had one.
Tennis or pickleball?
Oh, this is a very difficult selection for me.
I've never played pickleball, but I know I'm bad at tennis.
I got the paddle in my trunk right now. I have my pickleball. I have my pickleball paddle. I usually.
What's your best shot? What's your best shot? Drop shot?
I will usually meet my buddies. Like we'll have 4 of us total. We'll meet at the courts usually about once a week after work, and we'll play for a couple hours. Oh, it's fun.
Are you a spiker or a dropper?
No,
what kind of
just
shots
nice
you get?
finesse.
You're a
finesse.
finesse guy?
Have you ever played the pickleball guy, Coach Wilhite?
I struggled.
Wilhite gets it. Yeah.
I struggled to
racquetball too.
I knew he was big on racquetball. I struggled with tennis when I played years ago. That's me.
That's you.
Hello. There I am coming out of Stricky's laptop.
His phone hasn't gone off yet, though.
His phone has not gone off.
See?
His phone's
You
either
guys-
one hasn't not gone
One
off.
phone. Unbelievable, these guys.
Hey guys.
One phone.
It went off 3 times during the Ameer Abdullah interview.
No.
He was like, I gotta
Freaking
silence
New York
this.
Nick. This New York, I'm a Nick, but he's a freaking Knickerbocker.
The power of friendship, baby.
Anyway, I always struggle because in baseball you try to hit the ball as hard as you can. In tennis, you got to be a little more,
Yeah,
a little more
touch to it.
little touch. So I always hit it too far. So but
Double
pickleball,
backhand?
yeah, a little
You're a double
slice,
back- I got
slice,
slice,
yeah.
yeah.
So anyway,
What's your serve? Got this curve? You got
Yeah,
the
oh
curve?
yeah.
Now listen.
Cuts.
No,
I watch. I people don't know this about me. And these guys have found out this year. I watch Wimbledon pretty intently.
Yeah, big Wimbledon guy.
I will sit and I will watch Wimbledon all day long if I could.
You catch him in the mornings. Wimbledon's on. He's sitting on the
yeah.
couch.
If you see me on the couch in the mornings, like behind on the stream, it's because I'm watching Wimbledon because Wimbledon's on the TV that's in front of me.
So I got something for you.
For Nick or
Quick,
for all of us?
for everybody.
Okay.
Because Austin already knows.
Oh, okay.
Tennis, baseball.
I've seen that.
This.
It looks.
I liked it. I
looks
thought
pretty
it was
cool.
dope.
Yeah, it's fine.
Looks pretty cool.
The guys pitching with the curve with the
Yeah.
Yo, that was dope.
I want to play in a competitive wiffle ball game.
Yo, wiffle
Like
ball is
actual,
wild.
like I'll be scrolling through the talk of TikTok every now and then.
Wait, that was unnecessary.
It was very unnecessary.
need to do that.
I'll scroll through TikTok every now and then, and they'll be playing. Austin loves it. Anyway, and they'll be playing like competitive wiffle ball, and they got the field and everything, and they'll be broadcasting it live. And I'm like, dang, I want to be with, and maybe this is a shot to my buddies, and they listen every now and then, so maybe they're listening now.
Losers.
They need to be more competitive at those types of things.
Your friends aren't competitive enough?
Like, when we get on a golf course, we're competitive. But when we get on a slow pitch softball field, competitive. But they need to be more into like just like the little things, like wiffle ball would be fun, and
Nick,
I don't know, maybe they would be.
Nick, I'm right here.
Maybe I just need
Let's
more
go.
friends.
Let's go wiffle balling.
Wiffle balling. We
Wiffle
need more
ball.
than
They're
just
like
us two.
they're
Do
like
they have
fast-pitch
wiffle ball like or what do they call it? Arenas or fields? Do they have them? Do they have like a wiffle? Like what is it like? Or would it be like
It's
an
very
elementary
small.
court? Or
It's a
like an
small field.
elementary, like not elementary, but a little league park? Where do you park? Where do you play? That's different.
I don't know where they
There
play
is
for
Major
wiffle
League
ball.
wiffle ball.
They got they got the pickleball courts over by the old Highway Diner.
Never played pickleball.
It's a blast. Highly recommend. And plus, like here in Lincoln, at least, and I hope somebody doesn't make the money off of this, but like that you could go out there and you buy the paddle, you buy 3 wiffle balls, and 3 like because you just hit a wiffle ball, and
You can get like pickleballs.
yeah, you can actually get pickleballs. I just bought the big softball wiffle ball.
Yeah, I think they're just smaller than a wiffle. But
And,
they look like.
yeah, that's similar. But anyway, you go out and you show up, and if there's a court open, you just walk on and you play. Like on all in this day and age of
everything costs something.
Everything costs something.
Top golf.
You gotta rent. You gotta rent the bay. And I do this as somebody that helped work at a
Racquetball.
baseball facility. But anyway, you gotta buy it. You gotta buy credits. You gotta buy tokens. You gotta buy the bay, rent the cage, whatever it is. The ability to just go buy. I mean, if you're a beginner, a $25 paddle and 3 wiffle balls or 3 pickleballs, then guess what? You can just sit there and say, I'm going to go play this for free for a couple of hours.
But the only bay that I want to buy is a bay where I can hit a golf ball and it's like I'm playing at the Bay Hills or something.
Is pickleball just the same
That's
rules
the only
as
bay
tennis?
I want to buy.
Like pickleball rules is tennis rules? Like
yeah,
scoring-wise?
pretty
Similar,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, very similar.
What have you ever seen a guy at Wimbledon that instead of serving, he drops it and then just quick hits it into the?
I have not seen that.
I saw somebody do it a couple days ago.
Dang.
Like instead of serving, he how they they drop the ball and kind of he dropped it, hit
and
it,
then just hits it,
and it went over.
Nice.
It was a trick thing, but it almost worked.
Tricky.
I mean, here's the thing. It's crazy with Wimbledon and just professional tennis too. I mean, they're pumping them like 125 off the racket, and you got to return it. It's a lot harder to return it than people think.
Well, they had. I mean, this is I think with Serena Williams because she was one of the fastest servers, and they put in again. Listen, don't be calling in here talking about this is. No, I'm telling you a true story. This is some old sexist stuff or nothing like that. No, she said it herself. When the men, and he wasn't even like a top professional.
Yes.
He was just a regular professional, and he served to her, and she couldn't touch it.
Yeah,
that's how fast that serve is.
Well, even the women, when you're watching, whether it was like Sharapova or whether it's now Coco Gauff, I mean, they're even upper 90s or even passing triple digits at times. And I mean, obviously they'll be a little more aggressive on their first serve rather than their second serve and stuff like that. So you'll see that speed kind of drop. I mean, even watching the men's ones at times, they'll try 125 and then it's okay. Let's back it down and be safe with it, and it'll be 98, whatever it is. But still, I mean, you're talking about just the ability to be able to hit it and place it. It can be really, really good. So, because now we're entering this part of tennis. Okay, I did not expect to talk about this. We're entering this part of tennis to where like Rafael Nadal's at the back end, Roger Federer's done, Novak Djokovic has been in the professional scene for a very long time now.
Murray's done at Wimbledon.
Murray's done. Like you're moving on from this generation of names to now younger guys and girls. Right, Coco Gauff came onto the scene when she was 16 or 17 and competed for championships. And so now she's number 2 in the world. I think she lost yesterday though in an upset. So it's an important time for tennis because they're moving into a situation of where you're moving on from some Grand Slam winners from athletes that are staples in tennis fans' houses.
We're hitting that time in our lives where the
they're younger than us.
stars of each sport are reaching the end of their playing days, and we're gonna have to start learning new names. And I understand, some of the older generation.
Sports is doggy years.
Eric Strickland.
I'm out of there. I went and shot today.
No, but I'm saying like
in the gym.
You saw your guys that you were watching when you were growing up age out of the sport, and then you got your chance to be in there and you played with some of the newer guys. And now we're reaching the point, me, Austin, Nick, where the guys that we grew up watching are slowly aging out of the sport, and we're gonna have to start looking at these newer guys who are getting into it.
Which is crazy to think about that. Like there's elementary schoolers that are going to have the same conversations that we are. It's going to be such random players that we didn't think twice about. But there are going to be some elementary school kids like first formative memories in sports.
So here's that's the thing. Who was the first player for you guys? Stricky might be a little bit different since you were actually an athlete. Like different for us.
So let's just go back to my youth then. I can answer that.
Who was it where you any of us, all four of us? Because I have one player and it's a little dicey just because of what has happened to him now. But it's like,
who's the person that got you into a sport?
Well, no. Who was the person that got to the league of whatever sport and was like, dang, that guy's younger than me.
Ooh.
And I'm watching him on TV, and like there's so much about him. Because here's the thing, as this is gonna be dicey a little bit because of what's happened. It was Wander Franco. It was Wander for me, where it was like this guy is out of the race.
Younger than you.
He was 19 when he got into the league, and when he got called up, he played 2 years. What was it? 2 years before he had all the off the field stuff happen, and obviously don't condone that, but like that was the player where it was like, dang, this guy. He signs the massive deal, And I mean, just huge deal with the Tampa Bay Rays. And then all the off the field stuff happens and he disappears.
For me, on the baseball side, it was coming in with a young Johnny Damon and watching him become who he was.
Yeah.
It was playing Pee Wee League football with a guy where you knew he was super talented, but you just didn't know it was going to go to that level. And I'm sure a lot of people thought of me the same way. It was Napoleon Kaufman.
Okay.
Who played with the Raiders. He retired way early than he should have, but him on that side in basketball. That's a tough one because I can only show you who I admire.
Exactly.
I can't really
exactly.
talk
Yeah.
about
That's where it's like for us. Like we can even say the Bobby Witt.
Bobby comes to mind for me. I mean, she even like Jackson Holiday.
Yeah.
At 20, you
Very
know,
much
like
so.
even if he sucked, like he still made it to the big leagues. He's 5 years, 6 years younger than I am. I mean, Justin Jefferson's a full year younger than I am, essentially. And he's on pace to be a Hall of Fame receiver. Like all sorts of those. And my wife has, I mean, she doesn't watch a lot of sports, but it still blows her mind that when she watches a college football game that, these are actual like kids in college, you know, young men, young women playing in these events. So it still blows her mind every time she turns on a game. Like, wait, they're different than us.
I can't think of like
they
a
not
singular.
like us.
They not like us.
I can't think of like a singular athlete, but I do know that there was a point when, like, after I graduated from high school and I'm sitting in college and I see guys that are like, yeah, and he, you know, graduated from high school in 2012, and I'm just like, that's when I graduated, and this guy's a millionaire already. Like, I'm sitting here in college, going to class, learning about the stars and astronomy, and this guy's, you know, traveling around the nation and like playing baseball or football or whatever. I'm like, this is just crazy.
On a personal level, I think what's wild for me is my dentist was a guy I went to high school with. And Mark Frill. Yeah. So that's wild to see kind of these guys.
It's crazy.
Come to certain levels in their life.
Anyway, all right. Well, we didn't talk about anything we wanted to talk about in this spillover or in the crossover. What's coming up on the show today, gentlemen?
Spillover.
Spillover better than crossover?
Yeah.
Well,
I want to spill this on Nick.
Okay, Cooper Flagg working out with Team USA with the select training team, and Paul Skeens is an all-star. Are pro sports easier or harder for young athletes now? And what aspects are they easier or harder?
No pro sport was tougher than when Stricky played.
It's true. Just ask him. We'll get the story in just a little.
Your partner said it. Your partner even just said, it's true. You just ask him.
All right, I'm Jay Supremacist over here. Bobby Witt Jr. in the home run derby. Which is stronger, the Homer Derby curse or the Madden curse? Then Brian Munson, Husker football recruiting update.
Stricky, do you know what happened on this day in 2010? Your boy said, I'm taking my talents to South Beach.
Oh,
your boy.
Your guy.
The best player in basketball.
Lebum.
Yeah, that's right. 2010. I'm going to take my talents to South Beach.
And everybody hated it.
There it is. We're out. Talk to you tomorrow.
Adios.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl, Jordan, with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk commitment. And what better way to do that than with some shiny, sparkly jewelry? Am I right? Now, I'm not suggesting you have to rush, but if you're considering making a significant move, do your planning. We offer financing and payment plans. Lock down your selection with confidence. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.